there's the light.
Yep.
Mark's not
That's real. Start here in a second. Going to call the meeting of the Schaumburg Village Board to order for Tuesday, October 8th, 2019. First item is roll call, please.
Trustee Kozak?
Here.
Trustee Conley?
Here.
Trustee Sullivan?
Present.
Trustee Dunham?
Here.
Trustee Madej absent. Bishki?
Present.
Thank you.
President Daley?
Present. And if you're like me and forgot, I would appreciate if you would silence your cell phones. Next item is Pledge of Allegiance, and if I can ask Trustee Bishki to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, that would be great. Thank you, Trustee Bishki.
You're welcome.
Next item is the approval of minutes for September 24th, 2019. Any questions, comments? Look for a motion to, Trustee Conley? Motion to approve.
Second.
Trustee Bishki, seconded. Further questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Old habits. Next item is the approval of expenditures to the tune of $3,165,792.96. Questions, comments?
Move to approve the expenditures as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the expenditures as presented. Further discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Kozak?
Aye.
Trustee Conley?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Dunham?
Aye.
Trustee Madej absent. Trustee Bishki?
Aye.
Thank you. 5 ayes, no nays. Motion carries. Liquor license requests, we have none this evening. Anyone out here that maybe has something? Nope. Okay. We'll move on to consent agenda. You have the consent agenda, be read in its entirety. Voted on is one motion to approve. If you wish to discuss an item further, please indicate that when the item is read by the village clerk, so that it can be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further under committee reports. Otherwise, all items will be approved as presented on the consent agenda in one motion. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Number 1, liquor licenses. The motion would be to ratify the request from Ms. Heather Collier of St. Peter Lutheran Church for one Class D one-day liquor license for the Oktoberfest and one Class D one-day liquor license, and for Oktoberfest and Trunk and Treat event on Sunday, October 6, 2019, from 12 p.m. until 4 p.m. at 202 East Schaumburg Road, fee waived. 2 proclamations, Manufacturing Month, October 2019, B, Emergency Nurses Day, October 9th, 2019. 2, Engineering and Public Works Committee. The motion would be to accept the recommendation to approve a $10 million residential street program and include it in the capital improvement program. B, the motion would be to waive the competitive bidding process, award the Meacham Road, Higgins Road to American Lane pavement patching improvements to R.W. Dutenman of Addison, Illinois, and approve the issuance of a purchase order in the amount of $138,968.35. C, the motion would be to authorize participation in the Northwest Municipal Conference Suburban Purchasing Cooperative and approve issuance of a purchase order to Standard Equipment of Chicago, Illinois for the purchase of 2020 Victor 2100i 12-yard combination single-engine dual-stage sewer cleaner mounted to a 2020 Freightliner 114 SD tandem axle chassis in the total amount of $393,962. D, the motion would be to authorize participation in the Northwest Municipal Conference Suburban Purchasing Cooperative and approve the issuance of a purchase order to Curry Motors of Franklin, Frankfort, Illinois, for 3 2020 Ford Utility Interceptors in the total amount of $116,302.27. E, the motion would be to authorize participation in the Sourcewell contract and approve issuance of a purchase order to McCann Industries of Addison, Illinois, for a 2019 Case 580 SN four-wheel drive T4 backhoe in the total amount of $101,176. F, the motion would be to authorize participation in the Sourcewell National Auto Fleet Group and approve issuance of a purchase order to Trans Chicago at Franklin Park, Illinois, for a 2020 Freightliner tandem axle dump truck in the total amount of $202,973. G, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and award a contract for the engineering and public works overhead door and fascia replacement project with G. Fisher Commercial Construction of Aurora, Illinois, and authorize issuance of a purchase order in the total amount of $386,725. H, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement for the American Lane Culvert Replacement Project, Phase 2, engineering services with Crawford, Murphy, and Tilley of Aurora, Illinois, in the amount of $149,860 and approve the required resolution. I, the motion would be to award a bid for the 2019 sewer rehabilitation program with VisuServe of Bridgewater, Illinois, in the amount of $1,070,840. J, the motion would be to ratify and approve a third amendment to the agreement with Denergy, Inc. of Collinsville, Illinois, and approve the required resolution. For Health and Human Services Committee, the motion would be to direct staff to negotiate an agreement for the future operations of the Teen Center with the Boys and Girls Club. 5, Transportation Committee, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement for Phase 1 engineering services for the Woodfield Road improvements, Plum Grove Road to Meacham Road, with Globetrotters Engineering Corporation of Chicago, Illinois, in the amount of $345,951 and approve the required resolution. 6, Plan Commission. The motion would be to approve a tear down and replacement plan, FAR, credit approval located at 1714 Winchester Lane, new address 235 Webster Lane. 7, Zoning Board of Appeals. The motion would be to approve a special use for Type C restaurant and parking variation for Jersey Mike's Subs, 100 East Golf Road, Unit B, Woodfield Corners Shopping Center. 8, award of bid. The motion would be to award the contract for the Public Safety Building Property Storage Room renovation project to the lowest responsible bidder, HAP Building of Waukegan, Illinois, and authorize issuance of a purchase order in the total amount of $726,000. 9, resolutions. The motion would be to adopt as Resolution R19-067, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and Globetrotters Engineering Corporation for Phase 1 engineering services for the Woodfield Road improvements, Plum Grove Road to Meacham Road. B, the motion would be to adopt as Resolution R19-068, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and Crawford, Murphy, and Tilley for the American Lane Culvert Replacement Project, Phase 2 engineering services. C, the motion will be to adopt as Resolution R19-069, ratifying and approving a third amendment to the agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and DyeEnergy, Inc. for electrical aggregation. 10, ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 19-077, granting a special use for Type C restaurant and parking variation for Jersey Mike's Subs, 100 East Gulf Road, Unit B, Woodfield Corners. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 19-078, granting a tear-down and replacement plan, FAR credit approval, 1714 Winchester Lane, new address 235 Webster Lane. C, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 19-079, declaring the necessity for the Village of Schaumburg to use, occupy, and improve certain property, namely the undivided one-half interest in the Schaumburg Boomers Stadium property and stadium property currently owned by the Schaumburg Park District pursuant to local Government Property Transfer Act, 50 ILCS 6050.01. This concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you, Clerk Marilyn. Look for a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Kozak.
Aye.
Trustee Conley.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej absent. Trustee Bishki.
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you very much. Committee reports, we have nothing on the agenda. I assume we have nothing to have. Comments from the audience. If you wish to speak before the board for matters pertinent towards the Village of Schaumburg, please step forward. Need your name, address, and we hope you to keep it brief. Anyone? Going once, going twice. Okay, council report.
No report other than to indicate that at the close of our regular business, I will be asking for a motion to go into closed session. And after that, we have no reason to reconvene in open session to take any action.
Okay, thank you. President's report, I don't have any report, but I do have a comment. I know over the weekend, it happened, actually Saturday night, there was a major fire that took place in the village, and a number of people were displaced. It happened early morning, 1:28 a.m. Over in Remington Place, and our fire department and, of course, police department responded in support, and want to thank them for all they did. It sounded like while there were some people hurt, at least everyone is safe and sound, and that's very good. So thank you very much. That is all I have. Manager's report.
I just have one item that's on the agenda this evening, and that is to request the village board's concurrence in continuing the village's past practice of canceling the second board meetings in November and December for 2019, with those dates being November 26th, 2019, and December 24th, 2019.
Questions, comments? Look for a
Move to
motion.
approve.
Motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Nothing further?
Nope.
Nope. Any new business? Nothing before us. Unfinished business? No. Trustee comments and mentions. Trustee Dunham.
This was in addition to the fire, this was a busy weekend in Schaumburg, and I would like to commend particularly Marty Matrager, but others who were involved in the successful recycling event that happened at Boomer Stadium. When I got there at about, well, I guess it was 10:45 or something like that, they'd already had 420 vehicles through there, and I have no idea how many they finally had. Mike, do you know?
I don't know the totals yet.
Yeah, no, it was up there, and Marty said that they, you know, they'd been pretty busy, so that was good. And if that's not enough, both Chief Walters and Chief Wolf, they and their people put on a absolutely fantastic open house, joint open house that took place at the police station and at Fire Station number 4 and in the parking lot between. A lot of people were there, a lot of kids. Everybody seemed to have a good time. Do you guys have any idea what the attendance might have been?
I'd be guessing, but I'd say probably close to 200 or a little over.
Well, it looked like more than that to me, but I'm telling you, the people were just loving it. And so to you and your team of people in both departments that put that on, congratulations. It was very successful, it looked like. So we sure enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed it. That's all I had.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Bischke.
I also want to just mention the fact that we had the village put on the Hops and Props event at the Schaumburg Airport. It was the first event, hopefully of many to come, but it was very well attended. I think about 450 or so, which was over the estimates of the transportation department. So, but it was an excellent event. It was a lot of fun. The band was good. The weather turned out to be not terrible that night, so it was a fun event all around.
It was cool.
Very good. Anyone else? Nope. Okay. Look for a motion to adjourn.
Actually,
Yes.
A motion to go into closed session in accordance with Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act, which deals with the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to do as Lance says. Look for a roll call.
Trustee Kozak?
Aye.
Trustee Conley?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Dunham?
Aye.
Trustee Medina absent. Trustee Bischke?
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you very much.